What if winter could teach you more about photography than any tutorial? What if silence, stillness, and even the cold itself were lessons in how to truly see? In Japan, the Zen monks and haiku poets knew this well. They saw in winter something profound: impermanence, solitude, and the beauty of things just as they are. Today, I want to take you into the quiet of winter to explore what it can teach us about mindfulness, photography, and the art of seeing with fresh eyes. In my book, The Quiet Lens, simplicity and stillness is also a chapter I go deeper on in relation to wabi-sabi, or the beauty of imperfection, if that is something you're also interested in.
Hey everybody, Gensetsu from Shizen Style. I'm out here in this beautiful winter wonderland, and I thought that with the snow coming down, a nice amount of fog as well, it'd be a perfect time to get out there and try to capture some images of seijaku, which is solitude, tranquility, the quietness. Along the way, I might have some Japanese haiku for you, highlighting the beauty of all these seasons and the seasons changing.
Winter solitude. In a world of one color, the sound of wind. Matsuo Basho. This haiku reminds us silence is never empty. It is full of movement, full of life. The wind is always speaking, but only when we're quiet enough can we hear it. As photographers, we must learn to listen, to let the moment unfold, to become still, like winter itself.
I'll primarily be using my 100 to 400 today, mainly to isolate and create some of those almost minimalist type of shots, which can be difficult in the woods, but we'll see. We'll play around with these could be some great black and white photos. We'll see what the woods and the area have in store for us. I know this trail well. There's an opening, some beautiful trees that out sort of all by themselves, so we'll see if we can create some great minimalist shots there.
The beauty of emptiness and negative space. There's a Zen proverb that goes, "No snowflake ever falls in the wrong place." Zen teaches us that emptiness is not nothingness. It is possibility, a blank canvas, a pause in music, the quiet between footsteps. Without emptiness, we have no space to breathe, no room for movement. Look at the snow-covered ground. It's uncluttered, minimal, calm. It allows the mind to rest. In photography, we can create the same feeling by embracing negative space.
So I've come over by the water here. It's a little frozen along the banks, but the snow is nicely fallen on it. And I thought I'd try to capture some minimalist shots with maybe black and white, some of the white popping out. We've got a lot of ducks and swans playing around. Trying to get some long exposure going. I'm not sure my ND will be able to handle it with the bright snow. Looking for a few abstract scenes along the side.
Here's a photography tip. Use negative space to create images that feel open, peaceful, and uncluttered. Let elements breathe rather than overfilling the frame. Fallen leaves lie on one another. The rain beats on the rain. Imagine an image filled with details, overlapping, chaotic, restless. Now imagine a frame where a single leaf rests on undisturbed snow. Which one brings you peace? In winter, we learn to strip things away, to make room for silence.
One of the things I was reading lately was about the silence that we hear in winter. I think we often think how quiet and serene it is when it's snowing, and there's actually science behind it that the snowflakes and the snow coming down actually dampens the sound. So it really is, it's not your imagination, it really is a lot more quiet than we want to believe.
Letting go and impermanence. Here's another Zen teaching. Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Seek what they sought. Everything is impermanent. Nothing stays the same. Not the seasons, not the weather, not even us. Not our preferences, not our style. Everything about us is often in flux. It's not static.
So I've come to the edge of the water here. Normally, all of this is a pretty flowing river. The edges of it, it's just been so cold lately. It's frozen over, blanketed with snow. A little bit different scene than I was expecting to do some long exposures, but I really love these bent over reeds. They really form like abstract, and I'd like to do it on water, but with the snow behind it too, it's gonna make for some really crisp images, I think. I did it on my tripod as well, and I'll be focus stacking some of those images, but we'll try handheld as well.
Snow falls gently, covering the earth in a quiet stillness, and then it melts. The cycle continues. The snow melts, and the village is flooded with children. Kobayashi Issa. This haiku is about transition, how the world moves from one state to another. The silence of winter shifts into the joyful noise of spring. And just like that, what was once cold and still becomes full of life. And it's our job as well to find life in the midst of winter, where we seem to think everything is dead, but it's just in a transitional stage. But that transitional stage is a part of life. When we can find those little transitions and bring them to life, we can share those moments with other people, and maybe they can begin to appreciate some of the small beauties in winter.
Yeah, it was a little tougher to get some minimalist shots than I was hoping for, but you know, you go with what nature gives you. And here I'm able to maybe isolate the tree out in the distance there. Has some white fluffy snow still on the blanket, blanketed on the branches.
Photography is about capturing impermanence without clinging to it. We freeze a moment, knowing it will never exist again. So another tip would be to try long exposures to emphasize the passage of time. Melting ice, drifting clouds, flowing water. Shoot in different weather conditions to document change over time. A Zen monk once said, "To grasp something too tightly is to crush it. Let go, and it remains in your hand. Photography is the same. Let go of control. Accept what the moment gives you. Seeing with beginner's mind. There's a famous Zen concept that in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. Beginner's mind, or shoshin, means approaching everything as if you're seeing it for the first time. A world of dew, and within every dewdrop, a world of struggle, Isa. Even a single drop of dew contains an entire world, tiny, fleeting, and profound. How often do we overlook the small things? The way frost gathers on a leaf, the way light catches on frozen branches, the tiny footprints of a bird in the snow. So another tip is to slow down and look closely. Try shooting in macro or zooming in to reveal details we usually miss. The beginner sees magic everywhere. Approach your photography with fresh eyes, and you'll begin to see worlds within worlds.
It's about -8 Celsius, that is. So when it's this cold, I really like to come on out in my full suit on so I can stay out here, play around, get down on the ground. I think these are just some fox tracks. We have a lot of fox and deer, but these look more like fox.
Snow is falling. One by one, the silence deepens. Look closely at the world around you, and if you feel inspired, pick up your camera and capture the quiet beauty of winter. Take this moment to step outside. Breathe in the cold air. If you'd like to see some more of my images, you can always check them out at gensetsu.com. And for deeper insights into wabi-sabi and photography, I encourage you to check out my new book, The Quiet Lens. Thanks for watching, and may you find peace in the stillness of winter.